The following podcast contains coarse language and adult themes. This week on the show, what's a 40-year-old man doing watching this movie? Mind your fucking business, that's what. And Hawkeye still rules. It's Edge of 17! I'm Riggs.
And I'm a caterpillar. Or the worm. Or just here.
Perfect. And it should be the Edge of 17, by the by. Anyway, this is the Filmatics Podcast. Hey there, friends, and welcome back to the Filmatics Podcast. I'm Riggs, and I'm here with just the most delightful, surly, trying to make her look ugly teenager you've ever seen, but is actually like really stunning Haley Steinfeld. So, hey, Addie, what's up?
Hey.
It's one of those wallflower movies where they try and make everybody look horrible by putting them in puffer jackets and giving them weird eyebrows, but I'm like, it's Haley Steinfeld, for crying out loud. Like, you've got to, you could literally cover her in human shit and she'd still be the most beautiful woman you've ever seen.
Yes, but also let's never do that.
No, I don't think she would appreciate it either. We're talking Edge of 17. This would be the beginning of a kind of month-long series on coming-of-age dramas and dramedies. Because we talked about it last year, because there's just so many great ones in the genre, particularly, in the sort of mid 2000s. So, this 500 Days of Summer, which we'll do, The Spectacular Now, which I'm a huge fan of, and Perks of Being a Wallflower, which I only watched the other night, but is really, really great. So we're going to do just a series just because we want to, just about these movies and how great they are, and what an interesting little subgenre it is to itself. But before we get into it, what's been happening with Addie? What's going on in the Addieverse?
I pulled my hamstring sleeping the wrong way, so I'm feeling my age plus 30.
I was going to say that's something that happens to you when you're like 48. Just like wake up and be like, I hurt my back wringing out a towel. Like, what? That doesn't happen. I got gout. You've got gout? Okay, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. I can't stretch my right leg, that's all.
That sounds not debilitating at all for your regular daily life.
Yeah.
Have you been watching any cool shit that we can talk about?
Yeah, I have. How are you, though?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just getting along. Last week of the show. Yeah, it's all tickety boo. I just, I live my life without urgency. I'm at a good pace, despite the fact that I'm always running around. I'm not too hectic in my mind.
That's cool, man.
I do have a huge erection that won't go away, though. I don't know what's up with it. It's just like a fucking monster. Okay, no, it's not true. I really like podcasting. Is the thing. It's my favorite thing. Yeah. So I'm just going to catch a beat. So if you hear like that, everybody, I'm just enjoying myself. Anyway,
this is the wrong episode to make that joke.
Yeah, are you right about that? Like, that's the funny thing, though, and I'll just preface it now. Like, the joke in the roundup was like, yeah, okay, what is a person like? But you can, it doesn't matter what age you are. You can watch any movie you fucking want. It doesn't matter. I'm not watching it for those reasons. When I watch these movies, I'm not sitting there going, obviously everybody in the film is gorgeous. They're all young, beautiful people, right? But I'm not like sitting there going, oh yeah, be on the edge of 17, amazing, and being really like a creep about it. I'm going, oh no, don't make that bad decision, baby. Like, oh man, come on. Oh no, your brother, he has a hard times. Like, but she's your best friend and she wants to give up them hand jobs. Like, it's all good. Like, I'm never sitting there thinking, oh, this is really sexy to me. I'm going, oh no, the drama. Like, call me old fashioned, but I'm more interested in that these days.
Yeah, that's the right way to move.
To be fair, though, The Edge of 17 does sound like a porno. It's like a really, really bad one, Or the edging of 17. Actually, at the edge of 18. Let's be legal here at least. My God. But yeah, it's an excellent film. Is my point. Just got to be careful. Just got to be careful about the jokes I make. You know what I mean? Like. You know who my favourite character in the whole fucking thing is, though? Irwin.
Yeah.
He's so great. And that guy was like fucking 30 when he did this movie.
He was also the first one to be cast as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder why that's the thing. But yeah, he's so great in it because, like, I was that guy. You know what I mean? Totally awkward. Couldn't talk to chicks. Just fucking like couldn't flirt.
Yep.
You know, in high school, I was shit at that. I just talked to people, and that was okay. But it was, you know, when they turned it on, I was like, I didn't know how to react. I still got laid all the time, so it's fine. But it's not true either. Anyway, Edge of 17, we're going to talk about. Before we do, let's talk about what we've been fucking watching. I watched some dope shit. One of them was racist. Let's get into it. What?
One of them was racist.
Better start. Yeah, well, kind of, and you'll hear about it.
Okay.
What
are we
watching? What are we watching? I'm going to go first because I'm excited. I had to watch The Pope's Exorcist with Russell Crowe for if you're a top tier Patreon supporter of We Hate Movies podcast, which I am, you get a separate, I think it's a quarterly show that's just like a modern horror show. And they talk about like a modern horror movie and it's, you know, an exclusive episode. And they did The Pope's Exorcist and I was like, fuck, I'm going to watch this. It's awesome. It's fucking awesome, man. It goes off. And Russell Crowe is the shit. He is exercising motherfuckers like he's wouldn't believe. He's not exercising, but he's exercising the Pope's demons, you know. And it was really good. I had a great time with it.
Yeah.
The other one I watched, and I'm going to get you to watch it to see if it's an episode because I fucking loved it, was Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. The new Gore Verbinski joint. And Sam Rockwell's in it and he fucking I don't know how he can get his lines out with all the scenery he's got in his mouth. But I thought it was excellent. It was really original. It's a great script. It was these kind of little character vignettes, Juno Temple's in it. Get fucked. Like, I had such a great time. It was a total whim. Like, I just watched Edge of 17 and I was like, I want to watch something new. Like, I've been rewatching stuff for shows all week, you know, for this and the No Country and all that stuff. Remind me to tell you a story about why our No Country for Old Films episode was recorded late.
Okay.
Off mic. It's fucking insane. Okay. I won't talk about it on mic, but we'll talk about it off mic. And so, yeah, I just took a punt on this. It was like, I like Gore Verbinski. He hasn't made a, film that I've watched since Django, probably, like, to be perfectly honest. Holy shit. Just such a baller time. And it's fun and silly. And it kind of reminded me of a Zach Cregger film. And it was just, I really, really loved it. So have you seen it?
I have not, but it was on my my list for 2025, but we just didn't get it here. But it's on streaming now, and I've been really wanting to watch it. So that's definitely an episode.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you like it, you might not like it, but I think it's just great, and it's all about AI proliferation, and it kind of ruins the fucking world and shit. And it spoke to me a lot. And there's some stuff in it you'd be like, oh, I understand why he likes this. So I highly recommend that, everybody. Really, really great film. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. And the other film I watched is the new Netflix joint with Charlize Theron and the Taron Egertons, and it's called Apex.
Is that the racist one?
It is. It's super racist. It's about a woman who's sort of an extreme sports junkie, and after sort of a tragedy in her life, she comes to Australia to kayak and hike and be an extreme sport person. And she is set upon by a very murderous native played by Taron Egerton. And that's not spoiling anything because that's what's in the fucking trailer. He's killing the Australian accent. He's absolutely slaying it. But the film is also populated by a bunch of Australian actors, all of whom are being played as rapists or murderers who rape rapists. And it's just like we're vicious assholes and like toxically masculine and threatening or completely of no use. Like, or any of the other like ancillary characters, side characters kind of shitty with her all the time anyway, just because we're Australian, I guess. Fuck you. And also, we don't do that. We don't hunt. Okay, one guy did it, but we don't do it. Normally everybody here, listen. I know it's a dangerous country. I know that as soon as you get off the plane, you're attacked by koalas and fucking kangaroos and spiders the size of your fucking head and all that stuff. You jump in the ocean here and it's 750,000 things that can kill you. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there. Snakes, jellyfish, swimming knives. They're all there and they're all going to get you. And we do have the most dangerous creatures in the world on like right here, right now. Like the most deadly snake in the world, the king brown, lives in Australia almost exclusively. No, I think exclusively. And listen, if this thing bites you, you don't even make it to the fucking phone. It's just like, oh, I felt terrible. And then that's it. Like, I get it. But we as people are not as fucking dangerous as this film makes us out to be. Talk about like slamming this country. It's going to completely ruin the tourism industry. I tell you that much. Everyone's like, oh, great. Let's go there and get fucking killed by marsupials or lizards that, don't have legs or some spiders that are, got huge fucking abdomens that'll like swallow you whole, or fucking cannibal people. That's not the case. We're all quite lovely. The music scene is excellent. We're multicultural, so the food is fantastic. Come to here. Come enjoy yourselves and understand that, yeah, okay, there's some danger going on, but really it was just that one guy who did all that stuff. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, Google Ivan Milat, okay? He had a penchant for backpackers. That's all I'm saying. And they made a movie about him called Wolf Creek, and it's fucking terrible. The things that he did, but also that movie is fucking terrible. Okay. Australian racists. What have you been watching?
I love that so much. I love that so much.
In defense of my country.
For all the times it triggered my fucking phobia of insects.
I saw that, yeah. Every time I said the word, the SPIDER word, you audibly cringed. It was amazing.
Yes, because every time you say that, all I can see is a fucking huntsman spider attached to my face like the fucking alien.
Yeah. Well, huntsmans they're not poisonous in any way. They're just big and hairy looking. Like the most dangerous ones, the smaller they get, the worse they are. Here we've got redbacks and shit, or funnel webs that they have in Sydney. I mean, this thing bites you, all of a sudden boils, all of a sudden your dick drops off, your fucking hair falls out, you turn into a fucking, creature from the Black Lagoon. It's messed up. But I've been living here for 43 years and it's never happened.
That's good. That's awesome. Great.
Yeah, and I've never been murdered by a member of my a hill person who says, "Oh yeah, nah." That's how we talk over here. Which is, as Dylan Moran says, is the same noise you get if you insert a potato into a cat or indeed take it out. Okay. Yeah, that's right. He did some research. What have you been watching, sir?
Well, I had Apex on my list, but now I'm not going to watch it because fuck it.
Okay, sorry, I should go back to it. It's a great film. Like, it's really good fun. And my friend Kate was talking about, she's like, Netflix shit kind of all looks the same. It's kind of like a real wash, but it's actually shot really well. And yeah, I would recommend it. It's a good time, but just understand that we're not like that. Even the people who live in rural areas aren't like that.
I have been watching the Double D's almost exclusively, and I have figured out who my favorite character is, and it is Bullseye.
Yeah, I think we kind of established that last episode too. That's great. He's definitely has more layers than he does in the comics. That's for sure.
I haven't been able to get into Daredevil comics as of yet, but it's so good. Like genuinely so fucking good. Like all of the criticisms that I've had for season 1 have gone away.
It's a much tighter piece.
Yep.
And there's more cohesion. Yeah, absolutely.
Just the way that it is structured for like after episode 7, like today episode 8, like after episode 7, everything is in its place to like have the great finale. And it's like every time a show does that, I'm like, oh, like fuck yes. it's just, after this, we'll have to wait like another year for another 8 episodes. But it's all
so
fun.
Sorry, the episode that drops today, I haven't watched it yet, obviously, because it's the morning here. Is that the last one?
Yeah,
for the season.
Episode 8 is going to be the last one for the season.
Oh man, that's all right. I'm rewatching season 2 at the moment, anyway. So
yeah. What I did realize though is because we don't have Foggy in this show, there's no levity at all. Like it is very serious from the get-go.
It is fucking dire, like really. But I mean, how could it not be? Think about what it's talking about. Like I don't even mean just, the what Daredevil's going through with his internal stuff. I mean, like the bigger picture of this, of a corrupt city official, the police as his own, private enforcement group that targets minorities exclusively, whether they're vigilantes or, fucking Hispanic people who work in bodegas. Like, it's pretty... This isn't a mistake. That's all I'm saying. There's some premeditated shit going on,
Yeah, definitely. And also like the anti-vigilante task force aren't like police officers. They're suspended police officers who were crooked and were found out.
Yeah. Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
That's why, like,
and that one guy who runs them.
Oh, fuck. Man, I read somewhere, I'm not entirely sure, but I read somewhere that he's a British actor and he's doing an accent. And I was like, oh wow, if that's true, fucking hell.
It's regionally specific too. Like he sounds like he's from Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah,
that's really, really specific. Or maybe he's Brooklyn, maybe Queens or something like that. But it is really, yeah. I'll be sad to see it go. It's a really great, and particularly because of Karen and Matt's relationship, and also the last episode where she's like, "Let me kill him for you," and I was like, "Oh, darling, like, oh no, I'm right there with you," but he's not going to say yes. He's not going to do it. That Catholicism still works there, and you forget like how great she is in season 2 as well with Frank. And the gravity that they give the Punisher in that second season, like every time he walks into a room, his theme gets played, and it is oppressive, and his huge thumping feet, and where he's in the witness on the witness stand. He's like, "I love it, I'll do it again." Like he's just fucking screaming, like, "I'm the Punisher!" Like, just I don't think he. As much as I like Bernthal and as in that role, and as good as the stuff is that he's done after that as the Punisher, like his series and being in season 1 of Born Again, and hopefully this new sort of special presentation short thing that comes out next week, he's never been better than season 2. Like it was just such an incredible introduction to that, like the gravity they gave Frank, because he is a fucking serial killer. Like there's no two ways about it, and you can paint it however way you want, but he is a serial murderer, and they don't make him cool. He is not cool at all. He is fucking terrifying. So, anyway, sorry, I got distracted thinking about that. But yeah, so season 2.
Yeah, no, I love them. And I love that Daredevil season 2, for as much as it is about the Hand and Elektra, it is the Punisher season. Like you like it's the like fuck all that. If there are like 2 incredible scenes from that season, it is one, Frank Castle clocking that Matt Murdock is Daredevil in the courtroom, and then saying, "I'll do it again," immediately challenging Matt's entire philosophy of why he's the devil of Hell's Kitchen. Yes,
yeah, he's like, "I'm not like you, dude."
Yeah,
yeah. Like we're not in this together.
Like him saying that is him like publicly admitting, but also like directly to Matt admitting, "I don't fucking need you. I don't need your help. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be now. Get out of it with or without you."
And I also love how he says, "I was right smack bang in the middle of my damn mind. Like I am not insane. Like everything I'm doing is absolutely premeditated. Don't make any mistake about it." He's really. I really love Frank as a character, and I think Bernthal just slays it every time. I'm really excited about. We'll have to do a special episode, I think, on that. We'll do like a bonus on if the new Punisher thing's good.
Yeah.
If it fucking sucks, then we'll give it a miss. If he goes to Australia and kills a bunch of Australians, that might be. Or some spiders. He might just come over here and kill a bunch of spiders.
Oh my God, that's exactly what I was going to say.
So sorry, what else? What else?
I got a question for you though.
Yeah.
Do you prefer Frank with a beard or without?
Without. Frank should have a military cut all the time, just because it makes more sense. Unless he's incognito, like the beginning of the first season. The first season of Daredevil, fuck my hole, of Punisher is actually really, really good. The only problem is because he's the lead, he has to talk a lot, which is he's very monosyllabic in the comics. Like sometimes he doesn't talk at all. It's all in, narration. But I feel that military cut, is kind of not only quintessential to the character, but it's also it makes more sense. Like he's all about efficiency. It's why in this first season he's sitting there eating fucking, the rations, the some sort of designation for, I want to say RME, but that's not it. Anyway, but he's got like the silver bag of like military meals that you would eat in the field, and next to him, fucking Microchip pulls out a huge hoagie. Then they're sitting there on a stakeout and he's just eating a hoagie and he's like, when'd you get that? He goes, I made it. Just why don't you fucking make me one? I'm sitting here eating cold beans. But yeah, he's about efficiency, Even in the Thomas Jane one, which I actually really like. I know people malign that film, but I think it's excellent. Thomas Jane is excellent in it. It's really well directed. It's Thanksgiving and all of his neighbors, because it's kind of set, it's based on Welcome Back Frank, where he's got all those sort of weird neighbors in that tenement building. They're all like about to go and have Thanksgiving dinner and they invite him, but they knock on the door and he's eating sardines out of a tin. Like he's just about, okay, I need this amount of protein, I need this amount of carbs, and I need this amount of sleep in order to be able to get to go and murder, 11 people tomorrow. He's just such a fascinating character. Like, why do I like him so much? I don't know. And it's so funny too, because it's him and Daredevil. Like I didn't, before I knew they were connected as well. Like I've always loved the Punisher since I saw the Dolph Lundgren picture years ago, like from 1989. I watched that obsessively as a kid. I just loved it. And then I discovered Daredevil probably through the Kevin Smith run. And then, I knew who the character was, but then started to love him. I was like, oh, no, this is my shit. And then all of a sudden they started to come together in the comics. I was like, oh, these guys are pals, but they're not pals. But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, and I don't know why because they really are dichotomy in terms of how they do things. They're both, they go after the same people, organized crime, the Kingpin in particular, that kind of stuff. But their methodologies are so separate that they're the mirrors of each other, and yet I discovered them at different times, and yet, you know what I mean? Like, anyway, that's funny. Sorry, I keep fucking hijacking everything you're saying. I'm a bit manic.
I absolutely love that. And also, like, you loving the Punisher could also be that you're like one of the very few people who actually understands that character. Like that character is not about looking up to the Punisher. It's about the system failing a person for him to enable to become that.
Yeah, and the corruption that goes on as well, and the way that vets are treated, particularly in the United States. Like, you go and serve your country, military pension is fucking for shit. If you get hurt, you don't get help. Like it's think about people in the first Gulf War. They've all got fucking issues from all the gas and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, they're really, unless you won a bunch of medals and you're like, if you're a grunt the way that Frank was, I know he's not a real person, everybody, but yeah, you get forgotten, and you come back and, you got to try and find how to live. And it's just, yeah, I do. I kind of understand the psychopathy of him and I understand the motivations as well. Like, if somebody killed my entire family, I'd fucking murder a bunch of people too. Like, I have absolutely no qualms about that. If someone came into this house and hurt those 3 boys, I would fucking murder them. I'm not even joking. That is absolutely what I would do. It doesn't matter who they were. If anybody hurt my kids, good night. Happily go to prison for that for the rest of my days too. You know what I mean? So I kind of understand that part of it. But then I also understand Matt's part of, like, nobody is beyond saving. Nobody is beyond hope. So it just, I don't know, maybe it depends on, some days I'm Matt, some days I'm Frank. I'm complex and I contain multitudes.
Yeah, I was going to say what an incredibly complex place to be at, to be in between those two.
It's a fucking nightmare in here sometimes, I'll tell you that much. Being in between those two. Are you kidding me? Charlie Cox and fucking John Bernthal? Shit, if I wasn't gay before, like fucking hell, if they came into business, I'd be fucking jerking them off with both hands, fellas.
He's the two booty clubs, man.
Yeah. Fucking well done. Bringing it all the way back. All right. Not only did we spend the last episode talking about Daredevil for about half an hour, we've done it again. But we've ended on a great sex note. So, sorry, what the fuck's happening?
I got two things to talk about, and then we can jump into nerd news.
Daredevil. Giving him the Daredevil. I'll give you the Punisher, mate. Don't worry about it. That's where you play with the balls. And just as about to climax, you squeeze them real hard. That's the Punisher.
What the fuck?
I'm going to do the Punisher on you. Nom, nom, nom. Squeeze. Ah! And then, yeah, it retreats. The semen retreats.
Oh, God.
Which is military as well. Okay. Come on, Addie, stop this. You're being disgusting. I'm sorry, everybody. Addie's really bringing the whole level of class of this podcast. No one's listening. Don't worry about it. A bunch of 17-year-olds are going, I thought this show was about teaching us how to be teenagers. It is. Listen up.
We have a warning in the beginning.
We do. Sometimes life is a blizzard of dicks, everybody. There you go. Okay.
I thought the Punisher was just, when you're about to climax, you just you just hold the other person's head. So oh my fuck, what the fuck am I saying, man?
But tenderly, like I love you. I love you. Ha ha. Why am I French when I come? That's weird. You imagine that just being a normal. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh bonjour.
It's a little.
All right. I'm gonna try that.
It's two baguettes attached to each other, just like flapping around.
Now we're being racist to the poor French.
It's bread. It's nutritious.
It's particularly French bread. Listen. Okay. All right. I've got tears in my eyes. Oh, God. Sorry, everyone. I mean, you know what the show is. It's season 5. Let's go. So yeah, the Daredevil. It's fucking fantastic. It's my favorite shit. What else?
For the film club that we have, it was my pick last week. So I picked Sing Sing from 2023, with Colman Domingo, and it just
you loved that film if I remember correctly.
Yes, that film has moved me in ways that I cannot explain. It's about the theater program in the Sing Sing prison facility. They shot this film on film and in 18 days. Yeah, and it's about real people, like real inmates who were part of this program and still are, and how it talks about the importance of art in the most human way possible, because this is all they have. It also shows the failing of the prison system, where the prison system, or at least the critique of it from the US is that it is just about punishment and not about rehabilitation, which is what it's supposed to be. If you just punish a person for making most probably the worst decision of their life, and you keep punishing them for over a decade, they don't have a chance to progress, process, change, or evolve. And when a person isn't allowed to change or evolve and to process what they've done and to have an outlet to progress after it, they're in this arrested development where they're not moving forward, so they're forced into being in the same mindset that they were in when they made that decision that got them in here. And then in contrast, the way that the prisons are designed is that they give each inmate a room, or a corner that they call a room, so that in your arrested development you you sort of think of the prison as their home, which is the system, which is like the prison system working at its best to make you feel like you belong here instead of out there. And how the theater program and like the theater arts program is sometimes that is the only thing that these inmates have to feel normal, or to have the outlet to progress and change and evolve, to be out of their shoes and to be somebody else and to be treated as humans. Yeah, it is. I love it very, very much. It was very important for like the filmmaker and Coleman Domingo to like depict this very authentically. And so 85% of the cast is actual inmates. Yes. And like they show at the end where like each and every person that you've seen in this theater troupe, they're actually playing themselves. And like the Coleman Domingo character is an actual person who who was there, was a founding member of this program. And the film is about like another character who comes into this theater group and is very cutthroat and like isn't part of this like a group that's open to their feelings. And so like it's his journey into finding out that this is the only thing that these people have. So by bringing in a gang mentality into it, you're taking away the one thing that they have to make them human. And it's like at the end of it, like they put on a play, which is a time travel play, and in it there's like they do a lot of different things, but in it is Hamlet's monologue, "To be or not to be." But it's done in a comedic way, because it's like it's that monologue, but at the end of it, which is to die, to sleep, perchance to dream. It says it starts off very serious, and by the end of it, it becomes to die, to sleep, to line. Because the character is playing it's supposed to be like Hamlet. Oh Jesus, Hamlet like forgets his line. But yeah, like that's kind of what it is. Because from what I understand, like that monologue is Hamlet talking to the audience. That's when he connects with the audience, and so like to have that here be like a connection of comedy instead of like full on drama. It was, yeah, it's incredible. And the version of the film that I watched this time, it had the actual footage of these people like bowing down and like different throughout the years with the program. And like you see like the actual people who were in the film in the production. That's kind of how you find out that these are all people playing themselves. Yeah, it was incredible, and it got a 9.5 and a 10. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And now it's gonna be fucking, after this it's fucking Babylon, and they've never watched a single Damien Chazelle film. I'm so fucking
talk about starting them high on the table. Like most people go, let's start with fucking Whiplash or whatever. Yeah, nicely done. That's excellent.
Yeah, so that's about it.
Wonderful. Shall we do a little trailer trash talk before we get into edging? No, the edge of 17.
Yeah.
Don't say edging.
Yeah, let's do that.
We're gonna do it. It's a trailer trash talk episode. It's a trailer trash talk segment. Instead of we normally do nerd news, but we're just going to talk about a trailer. It's trailer trash. Here it is. The Odyssey, the new Christopher Nolan joint, based on somebody's stuff. Somebody, Homer, probably, I would wager. Not The Simpsons. What do you reckon?
I liked parts of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I am excited to see what they do with Scylla. I've also not read The Odyssey. I know things because I like adventures and in the mythology, and I listened to the 40-song concept album for the Odyssey, but like as a fun musical. So I know things about the story. But yeah, I have to force myself to read it because I genuinely do want to read it before the film comes out. I liked parts of it, and parts of it, I talked about this with you. Like it feels very, very grounded, and that's not what I think of when I think of the Odyssey. Like I think of like incredibly like popping colors and like fantasy setting and like fantastical, dangerous, scary monsters. And the Cyclops was that in the trailer. And like that makes me excited to see what they do with Scylla, which is like the last of the monsters that Odysseus fights. It's also weird that they're like, I feel like Matt Damon is doing a Greek accent.
Yeah, I didn't hear it. I just was hearing Matt Damon.
I don't know, because like Anne Hathaway is doing a British accent.
She's doing something, yeah.
And Robert Pattinson is doing an American accent.
Mm.
And Matt Damon is doing a Greek accent and like I do not know what's happening. However, most of my excitement just comes from the fact that I can like take scenes from the trailer and put the musical songs on it, as in like matching like where the musical was to the scenes from the film, which is going to be great. Yeah. This is kind of how I feel about it. But like I know that if there is like a more fantastical version of this film, they're probably saving it, because like Nolan's entire brand is realism and groundedness. So
yeah, absolutely. I think it looks really good. A lot of the scenes that we see are the same scenes. Mm-hmm. There's the banquet scene, and then there's the Trojan attack, and then there's them on the beach, and like there's a lot of this film we're not privy to.
Yeah.
So I feel like it would be a mistake to judge any film based on the trailer, but particularly this based on this trailer, because there's so little there for us to kind of absorb. The part of it that kind of not vexes me, but I don't know. It would be interesting to read the script. When the fuck in those texts have you ever heard the word dad?
Yeah.
It should be my father. Like, that makes a lot more sense. My dad's coming. What are you talking about? And out of Tom Holland's mouth, he sounds like a little boy. Like, and the other one that was, he's on the beach with all of the soldiers and he says, "Let's go." Yeah. What? It would be charge or something, wouldn't it? Yeah, I don't know. Just there's some sort of more modern like language use that I just don't. I know that these things didn't happen. They are set at a very real time, but there wasn't real Cyclops eye and stuff like Cyclopses, you know. But I understand that it's, you know, there's some historical stuff, and you know, people came out and like, that's not what the helmet would look like, the one that what's his name, Agamemnon's wearing and stuff. Okay, that's fine. It's a fantasy film, but I know that it's based on a particular time period, at which time I don't think the phrasing "my dad" would have been in common use. That's the only thing. But I can't wait to see the spectacle of it. Yeah, same. Like I don't know if I'll get a chance to see it in IMAX, but I'm definitely like looking forward to this. I'm also really interested to see what they do with Poseidon, because Poseidon is on Odysseus's ass this entire fucking saga. I love that it starts on Calypso's island. Like that's a very niche detail, but like it starts on Calypso's island and they don't seem to be fighting, which is like Calypso's island is 10 years after he left from Troy, and so by that point he's been gone 20 years from Ithaca. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and do a bit of research before it actually gets released, just so I can have that kind of, you know, that pre-knowledge. It's going to be cool. It's a Christopher Nolan film. How bad could it be? Like, you know what I mean? Christopher Nolan's like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good. Okay. Also, I got one more thing to talk about. There's no trailer talk, trailer trash talk, but it is. How dare you fucking just the sequence when we're doing the thing? It is connected to the Odyssey, but like what I talked about, like Epic the musical, is getting an animated feature film.
by the guy who produced the 2 Top Gun films.
So what is, sorry, the...
Epic the Musical, which is the concept musical for like adapting the Odyssey, is getting is getting an animated feature film, and is going to be produced by the guy who produced both Top Gun films.
Oh, that's cool. Kaminsky.
No, that's the director. I don't entirely know who the producer is, but yeah.
Joel Silver.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah. That's all right. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Before we actually get into the roasted potatoes of this of this episode, I have a question for you. Is there an age that you remember being your favorite? 40
was pretty good. But you mean as a teenager?
No, I mean just like that.
Yeah, my 40th year was pretty good. Probably because I've made it more than anything, but I had some good times in my 30s. If I'm thinking about when I was a teenager, it probably was when I was 15, because I'd come out of the first year of high school. There was a bunch of horrible people who I was still hanging out with from my primary school who were treating me like shit, like proper bullying, like in a way they don't do anymore. None of this online stuff. This is in your face telling you are worth nothing and then beating the shit out of you. And then in the following year, which is year 8 here, so this year 7 is when you start, I went into another class and none of those people were there. And I met this one guy who was kind of a bit of a nerd guy, but he was a musician. And we just bonded, and then, 6 months later, we're in a band, we're playing gigs and, doing all that stuff. I discovered Radiohead when I was 15. I got a girlfriend, lost my virginity. Like, it was all, that year turned my life around, and all of those bullies and shit like that just went away. They no longer had any shit to say to me because I was a drummer in a band. I was, with just one of the most beautiful women you'd ever seen in your life. I was, yeah, I was kind of bulletproof all of a sudden. They had to, oh yeah, fuck you and your cool musicianship and getting laid all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like they had no ammo left, and all of a sudden they became the joke. They were just the jock asshole stereotypes. So yeah, I think that for me in my teen years, it was the year that I kind of stopped being a kid and was like, oh, I can make my own choices and shit. So yeah, that was, and yeah, OK Computer came out that year, so that was pretty important.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What about you?
For me, like, it is, it's debatable, but I'm gonna like age this so badly, but I was 17 in 2019, and I loved being 17, but like especially like by the end, like I kind of knew who I was, or like I had an idea of who I was and like what I wanted to do, and like, but especially like at the age of 17 is like I had the most fondest of memories.
That's lovely, and because we are talking about the age of 17. Oh, and also sidebar, that girlfriend I was talking about that I got when I was 15, her name's Kim. I'm still friends with her. She's still like. She lives in a different state, but we're still good chummy. It was her birthday yesterday. So happy birthday, Kimmy.
That's awesome.
And you're still just the most beautiful woman who's ever lived. Anyway, age of 17. It's fantastic. Before we do that, though, anybody out there want to tell us your stories being 17? Let us know in the comments. Film was directed by Kelly Fremont Craig. She would go on to make one of Addie's favourite films, God, Are You There? It's Me, Margaret. Just spectacular debut screenplay. The film was originally called Besties, and it was very different. There was the friendship wasn't the central thing, and it was it was kind of envisaged differently. She gave it to James L. Brooks, famous comedy writer and director, and he's like, kind of helped massage it into the form that it became, Age of 17. You got the fantastic, as we said before, Haley Steinfeld playing Nadine, who's kind of a dick. But, she earns it in the end. You got Haley Lou Richardson playing Krista, Blake Jenner playing Darian, fucking Kara Selwig as Mona, the mum, and Woody Harrelson as Mr. Bruner. And as we said before, Hayden, I think it's Sito, or Situ, is Irwin. Just like an amazing group of young actors. And I know they were all fucking 20 or whatever, but still, like, pretty exceptional. Nadine is kind of a dick, though, isn't she?
Yeah, but like in the sense that most teenagers are until they realize that they've been dicks for like this period of time, which is necessary for every teenager to go through.
Yeah, I don't think that revelation happens all the time now. I think it's probably not until they're well past their teen years. She's a little bit ahead of the curve. But what a killer opening as well. Like she just comes in and says to the teacher, "I'm thinking I'm going to kill myself, and you should know about it." And Woody Harrelson, who steals every fucking scene he's in. The line that got me though is, you get Nadine kind of introduces herself. And her life and where she's at, and she flashes back to when she was younger, and her brother was always popular and all that stuff, and she's in the car and doesn't want to get out, and her dad kind of convinces her to, and he's like, anybody who messes with you fart in their backpack, and she says, "I wish you were small." Oh man, how have you ever felt like that about people who understand you, who aren't your age, especially when you were young? Just, such a beautiful moment between those two characters.
It's always like it's a really emotional beginning or opening, especially like where the film takes place in the headspace that she is in for most of it. It's not very often that you're able to connect with somebody, especially when you're at that age, but also to like have somebody completely understand you, and for you to like be like, you're my person, and I want to be with you for as long as I'm on this planet. And that's kind of like the relationship that she has with her dad, and it's it's the opening.
Just by circumstance, that relationship ends up being the one that she has with Krista. Like it's that moment where she's kind of ostracized, and that that little girl pushes her over and says, "No one likes you, and you're gonna get AIDS." Killed me. And then they're like, they bond over the little caterpillar. And then, you can be the mummy with me. And then it was like 2 hours later, I suffocated it. Like, it's so indicative of what their friendship is. Yeah. And then even more so after the heart attack in the car, like, holy shit. That's just absolutely brutal. And the dad also is like, got good things. You got cheeseburgers coming. Hey, here they are. Like, that's good dad. That's some good dad.
That's something that you don't see coming. It explains a lot about like how she is stuck in that grief for so long. And I love that in this film, by the end of it, that grief doesn't disappear or go away, but she's able to at least take the first step into moving forward. That's why it's important to have that realization when you're a teenager of how horrible you've been to other people, because you didn't have the nuance to think about your situation from somebody else's perspective. I feel like that's incredibly important.
It's also understanding that you can also forgive yourself for that, because it's hard not to, like, your body is just screaming with hormones and chemical changes, and then just the psychological effect that has on you, and how everybody's trying to figure themselves out, like all that shit. You can kind of, if you feel like you did some bad stuff when you were a teenager, I'm talking about, being careless with people's feelings and stuff. I don't mean if you hurt people. Like, if you hurt people, fuck you, that's probably horrible. Bullies and things like that. But I'm talking about just the regular, carelessness of how other people feel and that kind of stuff. You can kind of forgive yourself, because we're all trying to figure it out at that point,
Yeah. Did you ever have like school camps?
Not in high school, no. Well, they had them, but I didn't go. We didn't have a lot of money when I was young.
Were the only times where I would like look forward to going to school, because I wasn't really like good at academics or honestly anything in school, except for when it came to fucking drama or fucking. I used to fucking nail that shit. And like camp was fun because you were like it was sort of like independence because you would be away from like your parents for 3 days. And two of your classmates would be in a camp group, but then it'd be 2 people from year 7 to year 13, and you make connections in the most weirdest fucking places possible, where you're just forced to be together. And I remember like one of the camps, there was this kid, and like we'll have like for us, like our group captains would have flags of animals, and we would like our group would be named after the animal. And so the vice captain like gets to hold the flag. And for Addie, who was in year 9, that was the coolest shit to get to hold the flag. So I would fight people. And then there was this one kid from year 7, and I used to bully him so much because he didn't give you the flag. And then he ended up being like part of like our core friendship group. And I still to this day apologize to him for being fucking miserable for those 3 days to him.
Being a teenager is messy, but you acknowledge it as well. So like, what else are you going to do? As I said before, Woody Harrelson fucking steals this movie. And apparently a lot of his lines were improvised.
Mm-hmm.
Like where she comes in and gives him shit for like saying the wrong thing, like, you know, saying that the South conceded the war or whatever. And he's like, do you ever sit there and think, wow, I really have no life? It's so good. And yet he also becomes the sweetest thing. Like,
yes,
he's I'm giving you half my cooking. She's like, why? And he goes, because it'll make you feel better. Like, why there needs to be no, you're looking for like reasons on the surface of things. And sometimes people are just kind. And I love the trope as well of the parents' away party.
Mm-hmm.
Like the mum's going away on a date, you know, because, you know, the father's been dead for a few years at this point, and she's going away on a date. So, you know, I'll be back, and they have a party, which is just 2 teenage girls getting drunk and, you know, playing dress ups or whatever. But then the brother, who there's immediate derision with because he's good looking and because he has abs and all that kind of shit. And he's like, no, you can't, you know, you can't get your friends out of the pool. And she's like, you ain't going to stop drinking till after training. He's like, it's orange juice. I'm not drinking. Like, relax. And she's off her face, and she picks up the phone and is like saying that she's going to call the police. And she says, my brother is hurting me in my no hole. What the fuck, movie? Like, I'd never caught that before.
Yeah.
And she delivers it with such like, it's the same as in Sinners when she's talking about her coos. I'm like, hang on a minute, you can't be talking about this, little girl from True Grit. And that other one where she was a spy or something.
Wait,
Barely Lethal. Was that it?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
No, was there a movie? Barely Lethal is actually a really fucked up name for a movie now that I think about it. Anyway, yes, I'm pretty sure she was in a movie. Barely Lethal. Oh, no, sorry, that was Jamie King. That's a really fucking bad name for. Oh, no, it is her. Yes. Hey, yeah, she was in a movie called Barely Lethal, where she's a teenage spy. But that's a bad name for a movie because it's kind of like Barely Legal, which is like a series of pornographic pictures. Anyway, and then it's this is kind of like, look, if you have a friend in your life who will hold back your hair when you are vomiting and love you in spite of yourself, it is a gift, and don't ever take it for granted, and understand that they're the real ones. And anybody else outside of that is like, proximity is not intimacy. Just because you're near someone, or, you know, you have occasion to be around someone for long periods of time, that doesn't mean that they're going to be there for you when it counts. So be open, but protect yourself. That's great. But it also, like, that, because of that, the catalyst of that is the catalyst of Krista and Darren getting together is because she's upstairs smashed, and they're like, helping each other clean up. And then wake up in the morning and she goes into the bedroom and there's her best friend giving her boyfriend a handy. Like, that's absolutely what it is, right? It is absolutely a hand job. I'm telling you. You see it. Or maybe it's the beginning, like they've had it before and she's like, hey, round 2. And he's like, oh, yeah, sure. And she goes, I'll do a bit of hand work to sort of, get it going. Sometimes you got to do a couple of hand pumps to get it going. 1 pump, 2 pump, 3 pump, 4.
Or 1 pump, 2 pump, penny and dime.
Yes, that's the porno version of Punisher, and it's a very different thing.
Yeah,
it's a ball gag in you.
Instead of a condom, it's a Punisher skull on the dick.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. There's Punisher branded condoms. Absolutely, there is. If you can get a fucking knife with a skull thing on the handle of it, or a flak jacket, you can get a fucking Connie or a Dildus. Anyway, The Edge of 17. I actually think that Krista and Darian, is it Darian? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's the non-toxic version of the relationship that those kids have in Euphoria.
Oh my God, you're so right.
Yeah, because sometimes people find each other in high school. I have friends who are still with their partners that they got together with in high school, and they just work. It's just, and they're really cute together, especially when there's that awkward moment where he's like, hey, you're my sister's best friend. And then she's about to walk away and he just kind of steps in front of her and they get too close. And he's like, but I had a really good time. She's like, with her big eyebrows, she's like, yeah, I did too. She's actually in Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Yep. And she's fantastic in it. Like, she steals the show. But yeah, there's that kind of beautiful, the innocence. And also like the one that, like, he's a fucking Adonis. And I'm not saying she's not attractive, but she would be what you would call a wallflower, like she's the sort of nerdy pretty girl. She's not like a varsity cheerleader or anything, which is what you would think that he would be, playing lacrosse or hockey or whatever the fuck he plays. And it's I don't know, the height difference as well works. Like, there's just something, they're very well cast, those two actors. Yeah,
100%. It's also like, it's so heartbreaking, like how Krista is so happy telling Nadine about Darian asked her out to prom and asked her to be her girlfriend, and then immediately Nadine going, no, you have to choose, it's me or him.
It's so horrible, especially, and just before that as well, like she says he's going to drop your ass for someone hotter.
Yeah.
Like, that is brutal. Yeah, me or him or me, pick. And she's like, I'm not going to do that. And that kind of that strange jealousy of all things, like, this is the worst slight that could possibly happen, that she could find comfort in a person she knows in her heart to be good. Like, surely she would want her friend to be with someone who will treat her well. And she knows in her heart that her brother will treat her well. But it's just that breaking of the, okay, now you're not mine anymore. And of all people, my brother. But I think the moment that gets me, and it's really beautifully played by the young actor as well, where Darian's at the door and he's like, my life's fucking amazing. It's just the best. But, I love that I have to look at colleges that are nearby because I can't be too far away because mum calls me every time there's a problem because she doesn't have dad around. And, and I love the fact that the one person who makes me feel like I can take a fucking breath, I can't be with because it'll fucking destroy you. Like, yeah, my life's just awesome because I look like this. Like, it's absolutely true. People who are super handsome and popular and all that kind of stuff, that everybody has darkness and we all deal with it in different ways. And he found somebody who he could, And I think, like, in the same respect, Erwin's really relatable, in that he's the same. Like, he's this nerdy guy who's really sweet and artistic, but, tell me you haven't ever really liked somebody and been desperate to show them without being foolish, and you just can't make it happen. He's a good looking kid. He's charismatic. He talks to her. Like, he's even funny about his own insecurities of talking to her, and yet he can't put ends together. It's just, that's kind of the reason I like these movies, because I see them. I see you. I see you, young person. It's like when I talk to my niece and she tells me about all the music she's into, and it's all the music I was into. And we literally had a conversation about fucking Rage Against the Machine the other night, and they were talking about that. My favorite is the first album, and I was like, I like the second album, blah blah blah, and they were explaining why that's their favorite. And I was like, I see you, kid. Like I'm here with you. I know how you feel, and I think that's why I like these movies, because I can look back at them with my 40 years of wisdom and be like, I was this, and I can see why I made those decisions, and it makes me better about having fucked up as well, because everybody did. Everybody was, including the parents. You know, parents are people too, and they break the same as everybody. You know, they're just bigger versions of you. And bigger in terms of age, not in terms of stature.
Yeah, I also love the fact that you recited that entire monologue word to word, which is insane.
Which one?
The one that Darian gives?
It had a pretty huge effect on me because, I was, a man of the house when I was a teenager as well, because mum and dad had split years before that. So, I was always doing chores and working and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I kind of understood that the obligation that you have, particularly as a man as well. Like, I'm not saying my sister is absolutely the head of the family and we all lean on her 100%. But at that time she was going through some stuff and I was picking up some slack, and, not to get too personal or anything, but whatever. No, fucking none of my family listens to this. But yeah, I remember that responsibility of like not being able to do something in particular because mum's been working all weekend and I have to clean the house and, things need to be taken care of. And I remember when I started dating people and I cooked and did my own washing and all that kind of stuff. And they were like, what the fuck? Where are you from? And I was, well, this is how I grew up. I had to do my washing. I had to cook my own meals and all that stuff because mum was out there single parenting. So yeah, I could really feel that. And yeah, and when you do find that person who can, support you emotionally, if nothing else, it's a pretty big deal. And then when that's gone, the absence is so much greater.
I feel like Darian's monologue there makes like it elevates the film to like an entirely higher level, because until then you do not have that insight because Nadine doesn't. And you're like, because you're always following her, you're sort of justifying everything that she's doing because for her it's okay to feel this way, even though in hindsight it isn't.
Yeah, and she has a really great kind of turnaround on that. Particularly in like the end where she apologizes to her brother for being a fucking total bitch. She says, it's that kind of moment of clarity where you come out of the fog of whatever it was. The one that gets me though, before she kind of has that realization, is after that they've gotten together and she comes in and he's in the kitchen making a smoothie or whatever. And she talks about the night that the father passed away and that she looked into the bedroom and he was just inconsolably crying into his pillow, and she went and got hers and swapped it for his so that she slept with the damp one. And she says, I wish you loved me that much. Just brutal, because he does. He absolutely does. And then the button on that scene is she comes in and he's making a smoothie and the mum was like, oh, another smoothie. And he's like, do you want one? She's like, oh, you're such a good boy. Like that kind of like the obligation of, great, so now I've got to fucking deal with my sister's problems that I'm living a life that I want to live, and I've got to fucking look after my mum as well. Like, yeah, Darian is kind of like he suffers silently, which is why I feel a great connection to him, in terms of character.
That scene that you talked about where she says that I wish you loved me like I did. It's such a specifically sibling scene. Like if you don't have siblings, you kind of don't understand that.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Like it's just because there's a version of that conversation where I've tried to have or had with my brother as well, because it's weird because he's 17 now.
Oh really?
Yeah. But yeah, there are times where like, do you like go out of your way to care for somebody you love, and then like it's like it's not an obligation to feel like you would want that love back as well. But like, you know, like you said, he does. She just doesn't realize it because of everything that she's going through. And that's like, that is completely okay. However, it's not that he hates her. Like that is the most opposite of like how he feels. Yes, he's pissed off, and yes, he's angry, and like for like valid fucking reasons. You know, it's like it is that sibling love. You know, it's I love you. I just sometimes I don't like you very much.
And also, when something like that happens, something big like that, the tendency is to turn inward, and it's like, Dad died, and it's affecting me. And Darian suffers, like I said, silently, and she is far more vocal about it. And the mum is, you know, apoplectic or whatever. But it's never, this happened to us. It's always, this happened to me. And I feel like between siblings, that's the thing. You forget that you're kind of in the same boat a lot of the time when it comes to, and also, like, if something happens to my sister that is about her life, it happens to me too. Like, and you either be there, or you commiserate, or you celebrate, or whatever. Like, there's a tie there that you don't appreciate when you're young. You're just like, this fucking motherfucker that I have to live with all the time, that's, you know, always making smoothies and looking good, you know. And then you kind of figure that out a little bit later, or hopefully earlier if you're smart about it. Haley Steinfeld's comedic timing is fucking right on the money. She's so great, particularly with the scenes with Harrison Ford, and I'm sure he's a good sparring. Woody Harrelson, rather. Harrison Ford is different. He'd be good in this too, but he'd be good in everything. Like, when they're sparring is just, it's such a delight. I mean, you can just go on YouTube right now and Google the scenes of just, and Google and look up just the scenes of them, and it's be worth your time. I really love it. I also really like the pool scene.
Yes.
Where she's like, calls her and is like, can I come over and swim at your house? And they go, and he's kind of rich, and the pool's heated, and he gets in there, and she's like playing a joke on him and is like, do you want to have sex right now? And she's like, oh no, did you think I was serious? And he goes to get out of the pool, and then he turns on the music, and it's just a song. Did he have that queued up, that song? You know, you're a dickhead, a bloody dickhead, or whatever the song is. Did he have that ready just in case she's fucking gave him a hard on and then was like, absolutely not?
You know, I think, like it's mentioned before, like I don't think his parents are home very much, so like he's all alone. So he's probably trying to throw parties and isn't able to.
Yeah, he can't get anyone to come. Yeah. We certainly couldn't get anyone to come that day.
So fuck me. You made me by like 2 seconds.
Teenagers. Yeah, well, I mean, it's our show, isn't it? I just want to, like, just getting to the point in my notes. She sends that bad text to the other kid, the senior kid who's like a bad boy or whatever, you know. And then it's, you know, I want you to put your mouth on my boobies and all that kind of stuff. And she might not say boobies, but whatever. Yeah. The it's played really well, and I appreciate it, but I don't like talking about this kind of stuff. The scene in the car, which kind of leads to the denouement of the whole thing. That thing, and I'm sure that it's happened countless times throughout history, that thing of like the feeling that something is owed. You know, I've got you here, like, you know, you owe me this or whatever. Like, that's such an ugly way to behave with anybody. Yeah. Particularly in a sexual situation, whether it's a woman or a man or anybody of any type. Yeah, if you feel like you are owed that, then you're the problem. There's something wrong with you, and you need to fucking get your head checked, because that's never the case. Someone's body is their own fucking business and their own fucking property, and as soon as you start saying that belongs to you, or that kind of thing is owed to you because of the circumstance, you're a fucking pig. Yeah, so it's hard to talk about that. That scene, though, is again the catalyst for the end of this picture, which is super important. And I do love Darian's at the party, he's celebrating, you know, he's with his girlfriend, he's with his friends, they're all getting along as well, which is super rare, and it's just lovely. And he gets the call from his mum, and he comes home, and you know, trying to console her, and it's like, because she can't get a hold of Nadine and blah blah blah, and he's like, why do you always call me then? Why am I always this person for you? And that rings really true. And he gets the end of this film.
It's also like it's also interesting that you bring it up, because I like watching it again. I feel like the mom is going through the exact same thing that Nadine is. It's just they're both just ages apart, so it's different. Like it looks different on each of them, but it is like they're the exact same. Like they're feeling the exact same way, and the reason why they fight all the time is because they recognize it in each other, but they don't have the power to recognize it in themselves. Yeah.
When you have the similarities with a parent, they clash, especially mothers and daughters. Like I saw it happen. That's absolutely the case. It does lead beautifully to Nadine calling her teacher, Mr. Brewer, or Brunner, and going to the house and over the door, and she's like, whose baby is that? Like, whose wife is this? And like, just the idea that this sort of kind of laconic, miserable teacher goes home and that's his life. So the teacher thing is just what he does to have that life, and he's beautiful with his son and the gorgeous wife, and she's like, I went through some hard stuff too, and look where it led me. And he's like, this is the face of hope. Like it's so beautiful. And obviously Darian shows up to that, and we have the scene that I was talking about before where he's kind of like, you're I can't be with the person I love because you have a problem with it, whatever. That's kind of my favorite scene, I think, that at Woody Harrelson's house.
Yeah, absolutely. Like watching this again, like, and watching Woody Harrelson performance, it reminded me so much of Paul Rudd in Perks of Being a Wallflower. Like,
yes, absolutely.
It's a very different like situation, because Paul Rudd is like one of the only people in that film that is like able to connect with the main character in a way that he isn't able to with like his other students, or the character isn't able to connect with like other people. But here, like, let's be honest, man, Woody Harrelson is saying a lot of things that a teacher shouldn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
like you would definitely get fired for that. But it's that trust between teacher and pupil, and like when it comes back to like the first scene where she's like, I'm going to kill myself. I think you should tell somebody or do something about it. And it is, he just looks so tiredly at her.
Get 32 minutes of peace, and it keeps getting interrupted by the same fucking student, whatever. Yeah. It's like their relationship is really sweet. And it is like the Perks of a Wallflower, which we will get to. After that scene, they kind of commiserate, and then they come back together. And Darian really is a good dude, and she says, I'm sorry, and they hug, which is really beautiful. And then it's the next morning, and they're like, it's the brother and the girlfriend and the best friend at the same time, and she's like, hey, have a good day. And like, yeah, you too. And she's like, oh, that's a good start. And he goes, yeah. And she's like, I've missed her. And that little honest moment is really beautiful. And you can kind of see like they're going to have fun hanging out together at some point, especially when Erwin comes along and he's going to be all awkward and weird, and they're going to think he's funny. Like they're going to have great double dates. And they'll grow up to be, even if the partners don't stay the same, they'll grow up to have that strong connection as siblings. And the mum text chain where she's like, I'm safe, it's okay. And she's like, call me right now. Oh no, delete. Nadine, no, don't delete. And then just the thumbs up of like, okay, I need to cut the umbilical cord a little bit. I need to stop worrying about something bad happening to my daughter because she was in an accident when my husband died. So everybody gets what they want and what they need in this film in a lot of ways. But I think Erwin's screening is fucking fantastic. I love the little cartoon, and where he's like saves the girl who's supposed to be Nadine, you know, the cartoon version of, and then he's like, you know, too late, bitch, pool party, and then so the chicks with the huge cartoon boobs, and then it cuts to like, you know, claps and all that kind of stuff, and he's great on stage as well. He's really awkward. And then at the end, she's like, you know, I know it was based on me and blah, blah. He's like, it's not based on you. She's like, oh my God, am I that person who makes everything about that? And he's like, oh no, it's totally based on you. It's absolutely based on you. And then for me, the moment where it all changes and where you do see that the possibility and the brightness of the future of these characters is, he's like, you know, brings her over to meet the friends and they're all blah, blah, blah. And the circle closes and Nadine's just on the outside of it and it's in a wide shot. And then he's like, oh, hey, and he grabs her and pulls her into the circle and is like, this is Nadine. And they're like, oh, hey, blah, blah. And it ends with her interacting with that group. Like she's no longer on the outside. Like he's really done that for her. Yeah, just the perfect way to end the picture. Definitely.
It's also a direct reference to what Darian does with Krista, where he introduces her to his friends, and like that's kind of how he introduces her too, like brings her over and like puts her in.
Yeah, he literally does
group.
The same thing. I want you to meet some people, and oh hi, I like your jacket and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, teenagers get a bad rap. They really do, because they're responsible for the future of society, but they're also have absolutely no direction, because they're trying to figure it out. Like it's where you stop being there's a theory that when you're a child, when you're 2 or 3 or 4, you develop an imaginary friend. A lot of children do this. And it's not because you're seeking, you know, companionship or anything, or if you don't have a sibling. It's because that's when you start hearing the voice in your head and you have to give it identity at that point, and then you grow up and that goes away and it just becomes your inner monologue, your inner voice. There would never be a time where it would be more useful to have a proxy for that voice than when you're a teenager, because it is screaming inside of your head, that voice, and it's telling you, figure it out. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? And you don't have any of the answers, and yet it won't stop screaming. And that's really, really difficult. And it comes with, sometimes it comes with that cruelty, you know, and the bullying, because you feel wrong, and so you have to make other people feel wrong. And sometimes it comes with silence. Sometimes it comes with hurting yourself. Sometimes it comes with hurting other people. You know, there's all these conflicting feelings while your body is changing, while you're having all these hormones. Like, yeah, teenagers get a really bad rap, especially these days. It's all like, oh, they're fucking the phones and the machines. Yeah, we fucking gave them to them. So don't act like it was all happened by accident, motherfuckers. Like, we're responsible for these future children, and they are children. People like, they're not kids, they're teenagers. No, they're fucking kids, and they're gonna fuck up, and you need to let them learn, and just have them understand that, you know, no matter what happens, we'll be here, and we won't judge them, and we won't tell them to be something they're not. You know, like, you just let them do it, and the less fucking strain you put on them in terms of scholastic agenda, or, you know, parents wanting them to achieve or living vicariously through them, like, just let them be people. Just let them figure out who they want to become. And if it's nothing, that doesn't matter either. Like, if someone decides they want to leave school when they're 15 and do a trade because they feel like they would rather have job satisfaction and money and solace to buy a house and start a family and, you know, maybe travel a little bit or whatever, great. That's an awesome path. If someone wants to finish and get the ducks of the school and be the best and get into university and study really hard and become an academic and whatever, you know, and then travel the globe giving talks and, you know, all that kind of stuff, great. That's fucking awesome. If someone wants to never go to class, smoke weed and fucking play guitar all the time, that's cool too. Like, they're gonna fucking figure it out. And the less you expect of them, the less you demand upon them a result, the more honest and fruitful a person's life is going to be, and they're going to be happier. And let's fucking just, you know, make no qualms about it, everybody. That's all it's about. This whole shit is a ride, and you're on it for a really short period of time, and it's scary, and there's ups and downs, and sometimes you're screaming and sometimes you're laughing, but it's all a fucking ride. And at the end of the day, we all end up in the same place. So just give your kids a break every now and again, if you have them. There's always a rant at the end of this show, isn't there? Sorry, everyone. Yeah, I've got a lot of cheek talking about it when I don't have kids, but I was one and I see them, and, you know, I see them. I work with a lot of them, you know. We work with kids all the time at the studio. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic picture. Final thoughts, questions, qualms, concerns?
Yeah. No, I like 100% completely agree with you. And like, you know, like expecting teenagers to have the answers of who you want to be is like the most diabolically insane thing you can think of. Just like, did you know? Like, are you sure? That's the question you want to ask somebody whose entire life can crumble upon the decision of if I wake up late, I'll miss class.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. And also, like, boomer parents and stuff, I'm not using that term in the negative, the way that people go, boomers. I'm just saying parents of that age. Also, like, when they were kids, they had to worry about things like the war. You know, like, am I going to have to go to Vietnam or whatever? And before that, it was, you know, the economies were different and all that kind of stuff. Like, now there's so much more choice and so much more opportunity, and yet no one's giving anybody extra time to figure that out. It's like, well, okay, you know, you want to be this thing or that thing. Doesn't matter, you know. 100%
agree with you.
Excellent. That's good. We'll keep doing the show then. It's The Edge of 17, everybody. Do check it out if you haven't seen it. Again, as I'll always say, why the fuck you're listening to this episode if you have. This is our first in our coming of age series of films, which I'm excited to get to. I think next we're doing Spectacular Now. Is that right? Yeah. Or we can do Wallflowers.
No, let's do Spectacular Now, because that's a bit of a heavy one.
That is dark. It is a dark one. We're going to have to find some, I don't know how we're going to be comedic about that. Not that we were hysterical today, but yeah, I mean, we did talk about hand jobs a lot, but so does the movie. Wonderful. Excellent. Let me get a favorite moment and a favorite line from you from this one.
Yeah, favorite line is, I talked about this earlier, but it is, I wish you loved me the way that I did. It's just
I wish you loved me that much.
Yeah,
is the line.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I wish you loved me that much.
And she delivers it so well.
Yeah, it's also I stand on my belief that like if you don't have siblings, you kind of don't understand that, because it is so it's so real at so many times when like, especially when like both of you and your sibling are young or like are teenagers at the same time. It's just, you know, like he's not that much older than her. Like she what, sophomore in high school, and he's at the end of high school.
It's only a year or something, like, because they're both still in high school. So.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a very real thing.
Yeah. He just looks like a 40-year-old dude. That's all. He's really tall.
Oh my god, he does, man. He looks like what Nightwing would look like after he's like a founding member of the Teen Titans.
Yeah, absolutely.
My favorite scene is a favorite moment is a deleted scene, but they use parts of it. And I'll tell you, because like I got like the gag reel and the deleted scenes. They're like two. So there's one where like Woody Harrelson's character wakes her up because she's sleeping in the class and the class is ended. And in the deleted scene, when he wakes her up, because they use the same coverage of him from the deleted scene, but not the actual scene itself. Like when he wakes her up, she like wakes up, and then he tells her to go out, and she slides down she leans back on the chair and then slides down beneath the table and then gets up.
Yeah.
Like, just great. And it is like that is like I really hate that they deleted that scene, because that in itself, like that scene in itself, is the entire character of Nadine. It is doing something so aggressively, so aggressively, and so like doing something in the most difficult way possible by choice.
Yeah. The path that's not the path of least resistance. Yeah.
Yeah, like you could just get up and walk away, but no. Yeah. You have to slide down, lay down on the ground, and then get up so that you can make a point. That's not really a point.
You got to make a fucking pageant of it.
I want to just one thing where like like we talked about the scene where like he is. Do you ever like wake up and realize I don't have a life? And it's just it took them forever to shoot that scene because they would just crack. They would just crack so many times, and like every time, like Woody Harrelson, every time he like laughs, his like face goes all red. And so like every time they would call action, he would be like mid laugh and then suddenly change, and that would break Haley, and they would just go back and forth.
It would have been fucking near impossible to make this movie. I'm surprised they didn't go over budget and over time. Yeah, excellent. I think my favorite line is I'm giving you half my cookie. I just love that movie. Or the one where he's like, you need to go and have a frozen yogurt and whatever. And she's a whole big long list of things. She's like, can I have some money for the yogurt? And my favorite moment is Darian at the door and saying, my life is awesome. You're a fucking idiot. Can you not see anything? Great script, great actors, and a really beautiful story. So do check it out, everybody. Edge of 17, or The Edge of 17, rather. Do we have questions today?
We do. We have questions. I also, before we jump into questions, I would like to say, if you like this film, and to you too, like if you like this film, I would highly recommend watching Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. It's
the same director.
Yeah, it's the same director, and I did not realize it until like I rewatched it like 2 days ago.
Yeah, right.
But it's in the same vein of this, but it's through a completely different lens. It's a preteen who is about to turn into a teenager, and it's about a family and like a family that comes from two different cultures, who's moved to a different city, and it's through the lens of this little girl, and it is beautiful and heartbreaking, and also it talks a lot about, like this film talks a little bit about religion as well. Like you see Nadine talking to God, saying that you're not there at all, are you? And like that's like, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret is that, but like turned up to an entirely different level. But it is like it's not preaching or a certain religion in any way. It's a really beautiful film, a really great like coming of age story, and like I hope that we get to see like more projects like that from her, because I feel like her voice as a director is so on point and like so needed in this day and age.
Excellent. Nice one, everyone. Do check it out. But here are some questions.
So we got two questions. One is from Chaz and one is from Juan.
Our peeps.
One asks, if you could tell your 17-year-old self anything, what would it be?
It'll all be okay. Or slow down. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy your youth. Enjoy it. And not in like an old person pining to be young again. I don't want that. But just, I wish when I was 17, I took a moment to smell the flowers, Always busy trying to get somewhere when you're that age, as opposed to being where you are. And when you get older, you get closer to that. So I wish I had that kind of influence.
Mine, probably in the same vein as yours, but I'd say tell everybody around you in that moment how much they mean to you, because in about 7 months, you won't have 90% of those people.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, be honest.
Chess says, pitch a cinematic porn. So I'd say like a cinematic porn film or porno.
Okay. All right.
And like in the style of the MCU. So basically two superheroes fucking, I'd say.
Yeah, well, all right. Mine's called In Her Stella, and it's about 3 people who go up in a spaceship, and two women and one man, and the 2 women are gay together, and one of them's named Stella, and and she decides to try some sausage, and the other one watches and is like, hey, this is pretty hot in her Stella. And it's like a cinematic universe because they go to another planet and they find a marooned spaceman and they fuck him as well. The cast is the same as Interstellar. So there's an extra woman. And the post-credit scene is they find the last human base that they could possibly, on the right planet with the right atmosphere, and it's fuck planet, and everything fucks. There's just vaginas and dicks everywhere to be had and to be want, and it's orgy planet. That's the post-credit scene.
Oh boy.
You're welcome.
Mine would be set in Pompeii. Because obviously.
Pompeii, okay.
Yeah, like 6 months before the explosion. And it's about two men who are explorers of the volcanic form. And they fuck on the peak of the volcano. And so Pompeii's eruption is because of them, because they fuck too hard and like the semen goes into the volcano.
Okay. They impregnate a volcano. All right. Yep. Who's it directed by?
Ooh. I did ooh like I fucking said. For the fuck of it. It's directed by Wes Anderson.
Okay. Yep. Great. Awesome. I was thinking you were going to say Zack Snyder.
And then
that works too.
Yeah. And the eruption is not lava, it's semen. But that's how
it ends. Of course it is. What else could it possibly be at that point?
And then the post-credit scene is everybody's pregnant. Like regardless of bodily autonomy, it's everybody.
There you go, Chaz. You're welcome, mate. Thanks, everyone, for listening to that nonsense and also the rest of the episode. We hope you had a good time. Do come back next week. We will be talking about the fantastic Miles Teller, Shailene Woodley film, The Spectacular Now, another great coming-of-age movie. But before then, look after yourself, look after each other. Addie, you're beautiful. Don't ever change. And I'll see you next week.
Love you, man. Don't ever change either.
I can't. I'm stuck. I've got that Benjamin Button. I'm getting younger as the day goes on. I'll be the age of 17 any minute now. But anyway, we love you, folks. Be well. And remember, fuck hate.
Love wins.